Hey guys, what's up? Tim at the Music Zoo here with Revocation, Dave and Dan. Thanks for coming, guys. So you guys came with your Jackson guitars today, did a little shredding for us already, which was great. I wanted to ask you how you sort of gravitated to Jackson and also sort of how you picked the shapes that you did and, you know, talk a little bit about that.
Well, for me, I was kind of always attracted to the shape of the Kelly. Like, I remember seeing it in, like, music magazines and being like, that's fucking cool. Oh, am I allowed to curse?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That is fucking
Feel free.
Cool guitar. And I remember when I was in high school, I was in a band, my buddy had a Jackson. It was, like, such a sweet guitar, so much better than mine. And, like, I never really got around to buying one, but finally when I was in Revocation, I decided to go for it, and don't regret it at all. It's an awesome guitar.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always grew up just loving all the different Jackson shapes, and they get so many cool ones, whether it's the King V, you know, the Rhodes V. One of my favorite guitar players is a dude named Dan Mongrain. He plays in a band called Martyr up in Canada, and he was like the first dude who I really saw like gigging out with like a Warrior. He had a red one. I was like, oh, that's like the coolest guitar like I've ever seen. And like, you know, did some research on it. It's called Warrior, and like, you know, pretty soon after that, I got myself a Ferrari red Warrior, so totally bit his style. But yeah, I've been just playing the Warrior ever since. The great part about it is it's a badass looking shape. It plays great, but it also sits well in like a bunch of different positions. So like you can play it just like you're playing like, you know, any other shape that sits well on your leg. But you can also, you know, play it like that if you want. Also just cool for live. You can kind of get it like, you know, hooked in different, you know, positions when you're playing. So it's just a badass looking guitar, and you know, Jackson's the way to go. So
yeah.
Rad.
And those guys have been great to work with, like just real helpful with any issues you've had or any questions.
Yeah, well, this one was a custom one they sent me. I had used the red one in a video that we had called "Dismantle the Dictator" a couple years back, and that was kind of how we started talking with Jackson in the first place. It was like, oh, like, you know, I use your stuff already, like, you know, can we, you know, maybe work together in the future or something like that. So, you know, we just really hit it off. Thankfully, they really dug our band, and, you know, I was already using their guitars, so we kind of just clicked off right away. So they sent me over this custom about like a year ago, and, you know, it's got just a couple little modifications to put like a reverse headstock on it. You know, they changed the configuration of the knobs a little bit for me, and they gave it this, you know, paint job, which is always, you know, white and black bevels. I think it's just like a classic, like, heavy metal combo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. So you guys are on the road right now. How's it been touring on the current record and the shows and the kids and the energy? Has it all been really good for you guys?
Yeah, I think the shows have been better than ever. I think the songs from the new album are definitely helping us. They go over real well live. I think because it's like our most popular album, people know the songs, so whenever we announce it, kids are like, yeah, and that's a cool feeling. And yeah, these are also like some of the biggest crowds we've ever played. We're making some new fans, so overall it's been an awesome tour. Definitely the best on the Cast of Forms tour cycle so far.
Great. What about writing? So you guys obviously, you have this record out, it's being really well received, you guys as players are being well received. Can you speak a little bit about like sort of the process about how you guys sort of do your leads together, write together, and maybe what you're looking at into the future for writing?
Sure. For writing, the last record, Chaos of Forms, it essentially works out like I'll write the riffs and then come in and you know, we'll all jam on it together like in the practice space. So I'll basically have like a skeleton of the song, like, you know, riff A goes here, riff B goes there, yada yada yada, and then, you know, through playing it with the band, it's like, all right, well, this is definitely going to be like the verse, and like this is going to be the chorus, and you know, we just all kind of jam on it together and flesh it out and make it a song. And then, you know, at the end, you know, it comes like, all right, we'll do like a solo here, like this will be a solo riff, or, you know, what would it sound like if we, like, you know, harmonized, you know, this riff. Me and Dan worked on some of the harmonies and stuff like that, and then you know, lyrics and stuff like that. They come usually at the end once the full song is structured. But you know, moving forward into the future, and Dan's been writing some new stuff. So whatever we release, you know, for the next one, it's going to feature, you know, some stuff written by Dan, which will be really cool because it'll kind of give a contrast to the sound. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, maybe more collaboration too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally.
Okay. And on the road, do you guys have time to practice or write, or is it just gig and drive around in a bus and gig That's
in a
what I'm
van.
saying for.
Yeah,
We're in a van.
We're in a van, yeah.
So yeah, we have like very little time. So like
Just get you in
the
the
little
bus.
time that we have, you know, it's
Yeah, if
you know,
we show up on time, we
yeah,
can practice.
practice for a little bit.
Yeah.
I find it like sometimes like hard to like write on the road because like you're thinking like about so many other different things. So it's hard to like get that like inspiration. Like I like to just be home and be able to clear my thoughts and write then. So it's more like just keeping up with the chops and making sure everything's tight. But yeah, if we find the time, can't keep these things away from us for too long.
Yeah, right.